Hello, welcome to this channel thing that I'm doing. We're doing Am I the Butthole? Got a nice view of the double chin, yeah. That's good. Am I the butthole for taking away my dad's girlfriend's keys after she tried to send me to bed? For context, I, 21 female, have 4 siblings, 26 male, 23 male, 12 female, okay, and 10 male. Gosh, that's an age gap, isn't it? Our uncle has been our legal guardian since our mum passed and my dad has been out of our lives. My 23-year-old brother and I are home for the summer from college. My oldest brother lives in the city. Since we've come home, my uncle's been away on a work trip, so it's just been me and my siblings around the house. Further context, my dad used to be a problem drinker, was basically estranged for half of my life, very limited contact, and growing up it's always been my siblings and I taking care of each other. He's been getting better at his habits. He was clean for 3 years and managed to keep his act together. Because of this, we're allowed a couple of visits from time to time. 4 months ago, he started seeing someone new. This must be the girlfriend. Quite a bit younger than him, in her 30s, and she seems to have this strange obsession with playing mum. Okay. She visits way more frequently than he does and seems to be under the impression that she's our new stepmum. I think it's kind of weird, but we just let her do her thing since she's not harming anyone. She does have this patronizing way of addressing us. It's better with my oldest brothers, but with me it gets a little ridiculous sometimes. Again, I kind of just ignore it and go about my own business. A few weeks before my brother and I came home, she was helping my uncle pack up our younger siblings from school and driving them home. Because of that, she was given a key to the house. Oh, here we go. Since then, she's around all the time and just playing parent to my younger siblings, but not really doing much because my older brothers and I take care of the responsibilities. In short, the situation started when we had her and my dad over for dinner. Okay, so at your house. You had her and your dad over at your house. My brothers cooked a great meal and it was all going good until my dad ended up making a very insensitive and inappropriate joke during dinner. Pardon me. And she corroborated that joke by making a really ugly insinuation about our late mother. Not gonna get into that. Yeah, fair enough. We saw them out and that was that. We put the kids to bed and kind of talked about what happened and informed our uncle about the situation. We were all unsure of what to do. So far, I'm on your side. I'm with you. This sounds a little strange. The next afternoon, both my brothers were busy with work and I picked up the kids from school and got home to my dad's girlfriend in our kitchen. This is the first time she's let herself in when nobody was home, and it caught me kind of off guard. Yeah, fair enough. She had basically come to apologize on my dad's behalf. She said that he felt so ashamed he couldn't bear coming here. Okay, well, that's still his responsibility. I mean, he's too much of a coward to come over or even just call you and say, hey, sorry, that was a horrible joke. Whatever. Alright, so she's mummying the dad as well. Okay. I sent the kids to their rooms and explained the situation to her. I also communicated to her that I found her comment to be extremely inappropriate and in poor taste. She started laughing it off, but I was clear with her that we wouldn't tolerate anything like that again. And then she said something like, "Oh, it's so cute that you're trying to be their mum." I just kind of blinked at her. The remainder of that conversation, she had that same attitude, just not taking me seriously and treating me patronizingly. Naturally, I got fed up and got started on dinner. Okay. I don't know where she went for the next while. I think she went into the kids' rooms to help them with homework, but she stuck around for the rest of the night. Out of the kindness of my heart, I cooked extra food for her even though she didn't ask for permission to stay. And lo and behold, she stayed for dinner. Of course she did. I don't like this woman already. Later on in the night, she was fawning over the kids again, and around 10 in her stepmom manner. She was like, "Okay, my dears, it's time for bed." Oh my god. Ew, this woman has got such serial killer vibes. My younger siblings were in the living room watching TV. They're usually pretty disciplined at going to bed themselves. At this, they looked over to me, gave me the look like, "What is this lady doing?" And I just shrugged, and they went off to their rooms because it was close to their usual bedtime anyway. Now wait for this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm in the kitchen cleaning up. Dad's girlfriend is on her phone at the island. Oh, island. You got a kitchen island. You guys are fancy. Right. She looks up at me and says, "You too, hun." No, she didn't. Are you serious? I know it isn't the title, but it just... I actually have chills. I literally have chills. Oh, hang on. Okay. I just had to go help my elderly neighbor with something. That's right, okay. "You too, hun." It crosses my mind that she could have been joking. But I devise after a moment that this was not a joke and she was in fact sending me to bed. So I naturally say, "What?" She says, "It's getting late. Time for bed." And kind of tuts at me. To remind you guys, I am 21 years old. I go to college and I'm working almost full-time in the summer. I've been taking care of my family since I was 12. This woman has been dating my estranged father for barely half a year, so I give her the benefit of the doubt that she clearly has some mental issues and is a little crazy. I tell her I think it's time she went home. Oh, it's getting spicy. She is insistent that I go on to bed, still acting like she's my mum. This gets me a little ticked off. I explain to her that I feel disrespected being talked to like that and that I'm an adult. And as an extension of our previous conversation, I need her to take me seriously because I don't joke around about my family or my siblings, and she is on thin ice. OP, you've been incredibly patient so far. You are definitely not the butthole. She continues to laugh me off and goes on in the super patronizing tone. Again, she uses the phrase, "It's so cute when teenagers try to act like adults." Throws in some stuff about me having a hissy fit and being rebellious. Oh god. At this point... This is good. This is a good one. At this point, I'm just so fed up by everything, I simply say, "You have 5 minutes to get your things and leave this house." In response, she scoffs, gets up and walks off to the bathroom, and on the way I hear her say something along the lines of, "No wonder your dad says you're a frigid little priss." Okay. When she's in the bathroom, I go over to her handbag and her keys on the couch. She has a gigantic key ring and a ton of keys, so knowing she won't notice, I remove our house key from the ring. Gotcha, bitch! She has a ton of keys. There's probably a bunch of other people's house keys. I'm not even... You might need to call the police. This is... You're probably not the only family she's doing this to. I hear her leave maybe 20 minutes later. The next day, I get a bunch of texts from her. What is it? Did you eat your treats? My neighbor gave him some dog treats to chew on. Did you eat the treat? And now you're all hyper? The next day, I get a bunch of texts from her panicking about the key. I told her I took it. Okay, OP, honestly. Taking responsibility, not lying about anything. Come here.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
I told her I took it. She said some stuff, called me a brat, saying she was going to tell my uncle and brothers and I was being childish. I told her I was at work and if she wanted to talk, she could call me at 4. Otherwise, she could go bother my brothers about it. But they were at work too, so good luck with that. She went off again with the stop pretending to be an adult. Girl, she's 21 years old. She is literally an adult. Anyway, and said that my younger siblings were like her kids and she needed to take care of them and this was unsafe. That's very interesting. The last text I sent her was, "This is the last I'll say this. You've been disrespectful of me and my brothers since we met and dismissed my attempts to communicate with you. I'm no longer investing energy into enduring your behavior. I'm going to be honest, there's very little chance that you are going to get that key back. This is not helping those chances. Like I said, 4 p.m. you can call." Good boundaries. I like this. Very mature. Far more mature than this other stupid woman. She yapped some more, then blew up my brother's phones and texted my uncle as well. I'm writing this as this is occurring. Oh, girl. I told my brothers a bit about what happened when she came over, but they don't know the full story. My uncle is also in the dark about this, but I'll tell them what happened if I need to. Look, I don't doubt that in her heart she truly does care for my younger siblings. I don't think she's a bad person or anything, plus my uncle trusted her enough to give her entry into his house. She just really pissed me off. Her whole stepmom act is also really facetious to me. I'd have no problem letting her help out around the house if she was respectful and communicated that's what she wanted. Anyways, am I the butthole? Yeah, I mean, the fact that you think she's you don't think she's a bad person or anything, you're just projecting your own goodness onto her. She sounds like a serial killer.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Or at least a serial stalker. She sounds really creepy. Update. Okay, there's an update here. I had put this in the comments, but for those who didn't see, after Dad's girlfriend's freak out, my uncle called me and said, "What's this she's saying about you stole her keys and kicked her out?" Yeah, that's... No, this girl is fucking crazy. And she has already laughed... Oh, and he was already laughing as he said this because he knows and trusts me and he knows I'm a level-headed person. Okay, good. So Uncle is based. And I told him, yeah, she tried to put me to bed and called me a priss. And that cracked him up hard. Oh, good. When I told my brothers too, they were like, "Wow, I'm surprised you didn't knock her out." They both knew she would be a little weird, but never had she been like that. I think it was because it was the first time she and I were alone. Interesting. Maybe she knows to put on a bit of an act when other people are around. But once you're isolated with her, then she kicks up the crazy. She's not coming back to the house. I think you've made a good decision there. Not picking up the kids again, only sees the kids when they hang out with Dad and oldest brother is around. My uncle has full custody of the kids. They are safe.
No, remember, the only way they can be safe is if this crazy lady has a key to your house. Remember, she told you that it's unsafe for her to not have a key, okay? You should definitely trust everything she says because she is not insane.
There is more nutty stuff going on with her though. We'll have another update prepared soon. It's going to be very interesting. Alright, let's get into the comments. Ooh, this is an interesting one. NTA, not the butthole. I guarantee that was not the first time she was in the house when no one was home. That's a good point. Yeah, this is just the first time you caught her. You need to talk to your brothers and uncle. It'd be a good idea to change the locks. Yeah, Yep. I would also be changing the locks and installing security cameras and getting several large dogs. This woman doesn't sound stable. Your uncle should probably have her and your sperm donor blocked from being able to pick up the younger kids from school. LMFAO, this needs to be top comment for calling my dad a sperm donor. I need more ginger beer, actually. Oh, that's good. You are not the butthole. Am I the butthole for telling my husband if he forces his daughter to go to school with poor hygiene as punishment, I will divorce him? 41 female. I have a daughter, 10 female. Oh god, that's... Yeah, I vaguely remember being 10. It's a difficult time. It's a difficult time until from about 10 till 25. That's a difficult decade and a half. I have a daughter, 10 female, from a previous relationship. Okay. And my husband, 35 male, has a daughter, 13 female from a previous relationship. Okay, blended family. Got it. I come from a blended family as well. My stepdaughter, this is the 13-year-old, okay, has been the near perfect child for a long time. She hasn't ever needed to be punished since I've been with her father until recently. She had a problem with another girl at school. The other girl made fun of my stepdaughter's lesbian mum. Okay, and my stepdaughter made fun of the other girl's poor mum. Yeah, typical 13-year-old girl stuff. The parents of the other girl grounded her for 3 weeks. My husband wanted his daughter's punishment to match the crime. Okay, I'm seeing where this is going. Since his daughter makes fun of the other girl's financial situation, my husband wants his daughter to feel how it is to be extremely poor. The other family isn't extremely poor, by the way. His plan for his daughter is to go to school with poor hygiene for 3 days. No shower, no deodorant, no brushing of teeth, and reused clothes. I told him if he goes through with this plan, I will divorce him. Am I the butthole? Okay, so it's not what I thought it was. Her dad is wanting her to... I think he's trying to encourage empathy in a way that is not going to encourage empathy. It's going to create feelings of shame rather than empathy. That's not how I would go about it. Not that I'm some parenting expert, I have dogs. Update. My stepdaughter is safe, my daughter is safe, I'm safe, and I will divorce my husband. I don't think I should share too much. Okay, that's, yeah, fair enough. You keep your privacy. Let's see some comments. My mother grew up super poor. Her mother raised her saying, no matter how poor we are, soap is cheap. Opie's husband is disgusting, thinking that poor equals dirty. That is a really good point. I grew up poor, although we were also dirty. Yeah, as someone who grew up below the poverty line in Australia, sometimes we didn't have anything to eat. Yeah, that's not the way to do it, not the way to go about it. Humiliation is not punishment, it's cruelty. Thank you for defending your stepdaughter from that. You are not the butthole. Husband was way off base, offensively so. Poor does not equal poor hygiene. He really should explore his own internal biases. Your husband is stereotyping poor people as smelly. I grew up poor, yet we still managed to take showers and brush our teeth. I know, so crazy. Your husband sounds like a judgmental twat who doesn't even know what being poor is. Yeah, it comes off as kind of virtue signaling to the daughter, like, you need to learn to respect poor people, meh, 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 meh. Meanwhile, he's actually doesn't respect poor people. He's dehumanizing people. Yeah, that's okay. I'm done with that one. Am I the butthole for calling the cops on my own father after he stole from my kids, even though my parents say I've ruined his life and betrayed the family? Oh, my own brother, not my father. Right. My parents say I've ruined his life and betrayed the family. Okay. This is hard to write. My 34 female brother. Oh, my 34. Okay, you're a 34 female. So your 34 female brother. Okay. Right, and Jake, 30 male, is an addict. Okay. He's been struggling for years, opioids, then whatever else he could get from God knows where. Yeah, I have family members as well who have struggled with that. Not an easy thing to live with. It's been hell for our whole family, especially my parents who are in their 60s. They've tried everything, paid for rehabs, he always walks out. Given him thousands, let him live with them on and off. Basically, they enable him because they're terrified. Oh, my battery's running low. They're terrified he'll end up dead on the street. I get it. I do. But I also think they're... My iPhone ran out of storage space and I had to... Oh god, how do I get it back into this tripod? I had to, do an iCloud thingy. Oh, look at my nose ring. Looks like I have a booger hanging out of my face. Right. There you go. Nice shot of the wolf. It's a recording, yes. Right, where were we? What's my password? Oh yeah, Brother Jake. Okay, Brother Jake, addicted to opioids. Oh, and the parents are enabling him. Okay. Jake has stolen from all of us before. Jewelry from my mum, cash from my dad's wallet, stuff he pawns for drug money. Usually my parents cover for him or beg us not to make a fuss. Last week, see this is, you know, they're just putting your brother's needs above yours. So his need for opioids, whatever it is that he's taking, his need to maintain his addiction is being prioritized over your need for privacy, the right to have your things not go missing. So, right, last week Jake was staying at my parents' house. I took my kids, 7 and 9, over for a visit. While we were there, I realized my daughter's birthday money, about $100 she had in a special card in her little purse, was gone. She's been saving it for a toy she really wants. She was heartbroken. I just knew it was Jake. He was the only other person who was in and out of the rooms where the kids were playing. I confronted him calmly at first. He denied it. Go tall, shifty-eyed. I don't know what that means. Oh, got all shifty-eyed. Right. I told my parents and my mom just sighed and said, "Oh, Jake, not again." Then started saying maybe my daughter misplaced it. My dad offered to replace the money. That's when I snapped. It wasn't about the $100. Yeah, it's not about the $100. It was about him stealing from a child. My child. I told them that if they weren't going to do anything, I was. I called the police and reported the theft. Jake was still there, so they questioned him, and I think he eventually caved or they found evidence. Not sure the exact details. It was all a blur. He was arrested. My parents lost their minds. My mum was sobbing, saying I was sending her baby to jail. That he's sick, not a criminal.
Oh no. Anyway,
So how old is Jake? Jake is 30. 30. And he's her baby.
stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, that illuminates part of the problem here. He's not a criminal, right? My dad yelled that I had no loyalty, that I'd rather see my brother rot in a cell than get help, that this arrest would ruin any chance he had of getting his life together. They said I was a cold-hearted butthole and that I betrayed them and Jake. They basically haven't spoken to me since, except for texts about how I'm tearing the family apart. You're tearing the family apart by not wanting your child's hard-saved money to be stolen? Part of me is sick with guilt. He's my brother, jail is terrifying, and maybe this will make things worse for him. Yeah, maybe it will, and that is also not your problem. When someone steals from you, you call the police. It doesn't matter if you're related to them or not. When someone assaults you, you call the police. It doesn't matter if they're a sibling, a parent, a partner. My god, I ran out of storage again. Honestly, I wish I understood things. I deleted some apps and maybe I just need to get a... Is that straight? Whatever. Part of me is sick with guilt. He's my brother, jail is terrifying, and maybe this will make things worse for him. But another part of me feels like this was the only way to make anyone see how bad things are and to protect my own kids. I can't have him around them if this is how he acts. I just feel like I'm breaking and I don't know if I did the right thing or if I'm the monster they're making me out to be. So am I the butthole for calling the cops on him? Not in my opinion, no. You're not the butthole. At the same time, I would let go of any hope you have. I know this just sounds incredibly morbid. Maybe not morbid is the right word. Depressing, whatever. I would let go, release any hope that you have that your parents are going to come around and see things from your perspective. Let go of any hope that they're going to actually value your kids' safety. It doesn't sound like they do. If you were to say that to them, they'd deny it. Obviously, of course, we value blah, 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 blah. But with their actions, what they're saying is that Jake and his addiction are more important than anything else in the whole world. And more important than you, your boundaries, your kids' safety, your kids' mental well-being. It's not good for you to grow up around that kind of thing. I know what it's like to grow up. I don't know if your brother is, a violent person or anything, but I know what it's like to grow up around drug addiction and violence, and it f***s you up. Yeah. And the addict's need for whatever they're addicted to should not trump the right of a child to feel safe. So, that's my opinion. Let's read the comments. Not the butthole. Tell your parents to Google codependency. Yeah. Also, enablers. If they will do everything in their power, including enable stealing from a child to protect their baby, why the hell are you the bad guy for doing everything in your power to protect your little girl from a grown man? Yeah, exactly. They made their own monster. Their endless enabling has exposed your child to the trauma of being robbed. Exactly. Thank you. Call it for what it is. Her safe space was violated. She learned she can't trust her own family. She learned Grandma and Grandpa think Uncle Addict is more important than she is. Exactly. Your brother is a grown man. He's had decades to get his life together and made his own choices at every step. Your parents have had even more decades to learn how to deal with this situation. Their solution is let everyone suffer to coddle their adult son. You're being a good parent. You got justice for your daughter, taught your kids that actions have consequences and that harming people with your actions is not acceptable. You held your brother accountable, which is more than your parents have ever done. Exactly. This might be the wake-up call your brother needs. I have no doubt your parents have already bailed him out. He won't go to prison for stealing $100, as long as he doesn't do anything stupid to escalate his charges. But whatever he does, that isn't on you. Your kids need you. Your kids know they can depend on you, not the butthole. What a well thought out comment. He sounds very childish. You did what any parent would do. He's at an age where he should not be acting like that. Yeah. Who really betrayed the family? Your brother, by stealing from everyone. Exactly, thank you. Then when it happens to your kids, your parents decided to back the traitor. Right, I think that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. You're welcome. My iPhone ran out of storage again. What I was trying to say is, you're welcome. Subscribe.